Welcome. In this video, I'm going to be unboxing Old School Tactical Volume 4, The Italian Theater. This is the latest release in the Old School Tactical series designed by Shane Logan. Not only does Shane Logan design the Old School Tactical series, but he also does all the artwork, which is just stunning. If you're familiar with the Old School Tactical series, you know this to be true. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Old School Tactical series, this series is a really fun, fast-paced system that uses a really unique impulse point system. And in addition to that, it has some other really great features that I'll get into later in this video. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This game takes us to the Italian theater of World War II, where the Allies were fighting grueling battles from Sicily to Rome. But before we get into all of that, let's go ahead and open the box and let's talk about the rules. If you want to follow along, I'm going to post in the description below a link to the rules on our website. So if you don't already have a copy of the game and you're interested in this system, you can check out a PDF of the most recent version of the rules. So it is a great organized full color rule book on really nice paper. There are 25 pages of rules, and then there's also, I think, 3 pages of an index in the back, which is really helpful. They're extremely organized. Pretty traditional style of laying out rules for war games. But at the same time, like I said, it's in full color with a lot of great pictorial examples. The way Shane does the rules, and you'll see this on the first page, is that anything in red are going to be examples. Anything in blue are going to be changes to the rules. So these rules, once you learn them, you can use them for any of the old school tactical games that are out. Like I said, this is the 4th one. The first one was the Eastern Front. The second one is the Western Front. The third one is going to be the Pacific Theater. And then this one is the Italian Theater. I know that there's more to come in this series, so it might serve you well to go ahead and learn these rules. And then once you've learned them, you're going to be able to play numerous games with them that also have numerous expansions. So like I said, the rules are the same for all the games, or at least the initial rule book is. Where you get into the differences, Shane points these out more in the playbook. So the playbook is going to be where the scenarios are, and then also any new features. For an example here, you have all the terrain listed that are going to be unique to the Italian theater versus terrain like in Old School Tactical 3 with the Pacific Theater. That terrain is going to be different than what's here in Italy. So he outlines those kind of differences in the scenario here. In addition to terrain, he discusses the different units and the different rules that are going to be unique to this game and to the units in this game. So Shane has 14 scenarios in Old School Tactical Volume 4. And one of the things that I really appreciate, he's not the only person to do this, but I do appreciate this, is that he lists on this page the research. So these are a few of the books and the material that he used to research for these scenarios. So this is just guaranteeing that this information is going to be accurate and relevant to the theater. So the scenarios are laid out really well. Those of you who may not have seen this before, you have the date and the location at the top. You have the units going down the side that you need to pull out for this scenario. There's a little bit of a scenario description at the top of the page. It tells you the number of turns it's going to take. And there is a turn tracker on the map, which is really convenient. It tells you which map to use, map 9, which comes with this game. For the Empire has map 10. It tells you the map coordinates. It gives you any type of special rules and the victory conditions. In addition to that, it's going to give you the impulse points. Like I said before, the Old School Tactical system uses an impulse point system. So here it tells you how you roll for those points. So for example, in the scenario 7 that I was just showing you, the Italian forces have an impulse points of 2d6. So you're going to roll 2d6 to determine your impulse points. And then the German forces have a 2d6 plus 2. So a little bit of an advantage there for the German forces. In addition, you also have the gut check listed here, which are going to vary by scenario. In addition to those high quality counters, to illuminate some of the information on the counters, we have these awesome, really helpful unit data cards. Let me show you some of these here. These help instead of having to constantly flip back to some type of PAC or to the rule book or to squint at the counters, these unit data cards are just going to illuminate some more of the information and clarify some of the information on the counters. We have them, those were the Germans I just showed you. We have the Allied forces as well, and we have a couple of the Italians, and on the back it has the nationality on them as well. I really like the unit data cards. I like to have them laid out in front of me while I'm playing. It helps me kind of plan my moves ahead and keep that information at my fingertips, as opposed to having to recall a lot of information or having to flip through a rule book or refer to a PAC. In addition to those cards, we also have luck cards. This game has quite a few luck cards. This is fun because these are more of the fog of war element to the game. For example, here's the first luck card I drew, Veteran Skills, and any single attack add +2 to your attack roll may be used against vehicles. So there's all kinds of different luck cards in there, and you don't know what the other player has. In the box, you're also going to get 2 player aid cards. Here we have a terrain effects chart. We have the infantry combat table and the vehicle combat table, and turn sequence, airstrikes, the effects that happen when you're bogged down, rallying, drift procedures. So there's all kinds of helpful information on here. Like I said, you get 2 of these in the box. In addition, as with all of the old school tactical games, you do get a set of D6. You get 2 black D6 and 2 white D6. Lastly, we have the map. This is a gigantic map. It is gorgeous. I can't say enough about these maps. I know if you watched my videos, you always hear me talk about the maps here, but they are gorgeous. All of our games have awesome maps, but Shane does such a good job with the detail on these maps. And it has a lot of useful tracking information around the edges, like casualty points, victory points, impulse point trackers, and the turn tracker all on the map there. In addition, like I said, with the detail, you can really see the different types of terrain. It's really clear what the different types of terrain are. And the amount of detail and beauty that he puts into this map, into all of his maps, really make the game immersive. And it really makes you feel like you're in this theater. And it really is just beautiful. It's not abstract like some games are. It's just, they're gorgeous maps. I can't speak highly enough about them. If you're interested in other Old School Tactical Volume 4 products, in the store we do have For the Empire, which is the expansion to Old School Tactical Volume 4, which brings in the Canadian and the New Zealand forces. And it also brings in another map, so you get map 10 with that. We also have a Neoprene Playmat to help you track some of the information in the game. And then we also have border strips, which is actually one of my favorite additions that you can buy, or accessories for the Old School Tactical series. We have border strips for every one of the Old School Tactical games. And we have ones unique to this game, which are going to have the Italian forces on them, and then also have a picture for some of the other forces in this game. And they help mark off they do mark off the scenario boundaries. So like I said, these are really, really big maps, and the scenario might be only played on a certain portion of the map. And those borders you can put down and delineate the section of the map that you are playing on. So those border strips are a really great accessory if you want to add those in. Like I said, we have them in the Flying Pig store. I'll link those in the description below. Thanks again for watching this video. Old School Tactical Volume 4 was a really successful Kickstarter campaign for us, so thank you everybody for your support. Many of you have already gotten your games, and we're really excited to make sure that everybody in the rest of the world gets their games really soon as well. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.